Hey guys, hi, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am actually going to be in my car and sharing with you guys a story time. I know that the setup and the vibe is a little different, just because I didn't want to film this video in my house, and you guys are gonna know why. But yeah, for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a story time regarding the house that I'm actually currently living in right now, and just kind of like some weird stuff that has been happening. I know that a lot of you guys love and miss my story times. I feel like I haven't done a story time in so long, but it makes me so happy that you guys like for me to chat with you guys and share with you guys just things that go on in our daily life. Yeah, if you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Blanca Yvette, and I do post videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Today's video is going up on a Wednesday, I believe, and that's just because I really wanted to get this video out for you guys. But I do post videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I also have a vlog channel that I will link down below for you guys if you guys want any updates regarding like our house that we're about to get and stuff like that. Then you guys can head over to my description box, and I have a vlog channel. Before you guys leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a huge thumbs up. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. I have snacks here. I shouldn't even be eating snacks. I have hot Cheetos. The guy that washes our car, he always puts like snacks in our car, and I feel like it's so cute. I think I need to change this lighting. Okay, so I just changed the setup just because that was like an awkward setup that I had on that side. But basically, to start off the story time, I'm gonna just share with you guys our experience with when we first got to this house. So we got the house around February, the beginning of February, end of January. I think it was like January 31st. So we moved from Stockton, California to Southern California. And obviously we were super excited. The house, when we first saw it, it was a beautiful home. We definitely fell in love with it from the moment that we saw it. And we originally were trying to purchase a house. So we thought that it would be a great idea to rent to buy. So a lot of people actually give you the options if you guys want to rent to buy, where you guys can actually start your rent and then eventually you will purchase the house. So the house was beautiful. It sits on a beautiful lot. It's kind of like uphill. It has a private gate. It felt really private, which I loved. I feel like privacy was something that I definitely was looking for. And I think I'm gonna be a little ready for the next couple of videos. I might just finally share with you guys the real reasons on why we moved. I know a lot of you guys have been asking like if I'm ever going to talk about the real reason and what happened, the situation that got us to move out here. And I feel like I'm pretty much over, most of that experience and stuff. It's not like traumatizing me anymore. So I definitely feel like it's something that I would love to talk to you guys about. But we decided to make the move out here, and yeah, we loved the house. So immediately after we moved, I feel like the house feels really homey. Don't get me wrong. Like as soon as we went in there, like it felt like home. And I told you guys many times, like as soon as we got here, it felt like it was like a nice house. Like it didn't feel weird, us moving in here at all. The house was remodeled, so like a lot of the stuff was like pretty new. And when we first moved, we actually had the very first incident where we felt like, okay, this is kind of off. It was before COVID, and we had a bunch of friends over. And it was, I think it was like Miguel, Judith was here, Carlos was here, Karina, Javi, my friend Chardon was here, Ulises' brother Oscar. It was like towards the end of January, and I believe we were celebrating Miguel's birthday. So we all came, and we went out to dinner. So they obviously spent the night. So if you guys are not familiar with my house, there's actually an upstairs room, which I don't know if it was an attic before or what it was, but there's an upstairs room, and the house is a one-story house, but there's one room that leads upstairs, and that was what we set up as my beauty room. So that room is where anytime people come over, we put like inflatable beds, and they will sleep there. So we decided to put all the inflatable beds, and everybody was sleeping. So I believe everybody got drunk from that night, and only one person slept up there, which was my friend Chardon. And the next morning when he woke up, he came down and he was like, I just wanted to let you know that there's some weird shit going on in your house. And I had like the worst sleep paralysis and there was something looking at me and I was freaking out, you know? So then I was like to me, like honestly throughout this whole video, like you're gonna know my real reactions. I try to like joke about it and be like, it's not serious, no, it's not happening, you know? But let me know at the end of this video what you guys think and if I'm going fucking crazy or if there really isn't anything happening and it's just my own imagination, because I just tell myself nothing's happening, everything's fine. So we told him like, no, Chardon, like you're the problem, like you're the one that saw something, like it's probably just you, because we didn't feel like any like negative energies or anything. So when that situation happened, we just kind of like obviously blew it off and we're like, okay, nothing's going on. So then that following week we ended up going back home and we were at my parents' house, and I have the Nanit set up in Camila's room. I think it's called the Nanit, and it's basically a camera that's running, you know, 24/7, and I can see it on my phone. So I turned off the notifications because I knew that we were not going to be home. And when I got home that following like Monday, I noticed that Camila's crib was moved and the camera was off. So then I was like, what the fuck? So I literally text Karina and Yvette, because Karina was living with us at the time and I don't think Yvette was just like visiting. Oh, this was around the time that I got my BBL done. So she was like visiting and she was here for like a couple of weeks, like helping Karina take care of me. So then she was here, and then I ended up texting her because Yvette had already left to like go back home. And I text them and I was like, please tell me that you guys didn't move my camera. You know, I was like, what happened? I was like, did somebody move the crib? Or like told Karina, like, were you trying to grab something? And Karina was like, no. She's like, I haven't even went into Camila's room. And then Yvette was like, I haven't even went into Camila's room. What the fuck, you know? So then I was like, shut up. I was like, Camila's crib was moved and nobody could move Camila's crib. Like Camila's crib, like none of the kids could move it, you know? It would have to be an adult to like move the crib and get back there to where it was at. So then I went to the camera, and when I went to the camera, it showed when the fucking crib moved. Okay, so it doesn't show like me what's around it or anything because the camera faces down, but you see the crib moving and the camera falling. And there was no earthquakes because where we live, there's earthquakes out here, obviously. It's not like in Stockton where we don't get earthquakes. There's earthquakes out here, so there was no earthquakes, nothing shifted, nothing should have moved it. So I was tripping. I was tripping for a solid week. And I was like, okay, okay, well, Lisa's like, you're crazy. You think every house is haunted, because I really do. Like, I always think like I'm very big on energy, and I don't think every house is haunted. I just obviously think that a lot of houses have energy, and it could be good energy, it could be bad energy, it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a ghost. I'm just saying like I can sense when there's bad energy in a house, and I feel like I'm very like good with that, you know? So that's why I always tell Lisa's like, I feel like this house is haunted, you know? Like, but it's just my reaction saying like this house is haunted. Like I say that for everything, but that doesn't really mean that I think it's haunted, you know? But this situation, y'all can be the judges of this, okay? So then that was another incident. I'm gonna share with you guys like just little things that were happening, and then to like the big situations, okay? So then that happened, and they said that nothing, you know, that they didn't move anything, and that I was fucking tripping. So then I was like, okay, maybe I am tripping and I'm just like overthinking stuff. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I moved it and I didn't remember. So I always like tried to make myself feel better and thinking like I was probably the one that did it, when I wasn't. I didn't fucking move anything, and Lisa's didn't either, you know? So I turned off the camera, and I just didn't want to have a camera in my house anymore. I also had another camera in the living room, and because we have cameras around the house, but then we also had them inside. So I was just like, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna have any cameras inside. Like, I'm just going to turn them off because it's giving me anxiety. You know, like we have the cameras outside, so that should be enough like for protection and stuff, you know? So I turned off all the inside cameras, and I was just like, okay, like I just don't want to think about it. So then another incident happened where my mom was here, and my mom and my dad kind of like fluctuated. Also my sister, like I even like my family, like I feel like this is why I haven't like really missed them that much, because they did a really good job in the beginning, and even still till now, where they visit me for like 4 or 5 days, and then they stay here and they stay with me, and I feel like I'm back home, you know? So my mom came down And I have 2 guest rooms in this house, and she was staying in one of the guest rooms, and she was telling me that she kept hearing stuff at night. And she was like, and my mom, like, she doesn't get easily scared. She's from Mexico, she's from Michoacan, she's from the rancho. Like, they deal with scary ass shit out there all the time. Like, my mom doesn't get easily scared. And she was telling me that she was having a lot of nightmares, and that she wasn't feeling really good at the house. Like, she felt a lot of energy. My mom also, she's very good with like all that stuff. And she told me that one of the nights that she was laying, she felt like somebody pulled her legs and they took off the cobija. Okay, so then I was like, oh hell no, like like not happening. Like, I literally just tried to like pretend like I wasn't hearing anything. I was like, I don't want to know, I don't want to know, I don't want to know, because I just don't want to feel like I'm unsafe in my house. And I'm just such a miedosa that I'm just like, no, you know, like, I feel like I would be that bitch to have a heart attack while getting scared, because I'm just so scared. I am such a scaredy cat. So then my mom told me that, and then my mom was like, pero a lo mejor estaba soñando or something, you know. And I was like, like, you don't just dream of that, you know. And then she just kept telling me, like, for a solid like 3 days, she was just like, Blanca, like, I don't feel comfortable, like something weird's going on, like I'm always hearing stuff, like it always sounds like footsteps, like it sounds like, you know, it just sounded weird. So then I was like, for my mom to tell me that, I was like, okay, that's just weird, you know. So that's the situation happened with her. And then my dad came, and this is where like things started to get kind of like more weird. I also took down notes just to make sure that I didn't forget anything, like as far as like the timelines. But my dad came down, and he stayed with me for almost a month, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he came down here, and he, you know, my dad's retired, and he's on disability and stuff. So ever since, I don't know if you guys knew, but my dad got his knee replacement, and he was never able to like pretty much walk the same again. So he's retired, and he's on disability and stuff. So he was like, let me just go over there and just like enjoy the first couple of months. It was like the first couple of months of COVID, and my dad is also like high risk and stuff. So he wanted to just feel comfortable being out here with us for a couple of months until he felt like it was okay for him to be over there, since my sister and my brother-in-law both work, and then my brother-in-law works in the medical field. So long story short, I talk too much. This is why I can never get to stories. So long story short, he was staying here for like a month, and it was like his birthday month. It was around May, I want to say. And shit was like normal for him. Like, he didn't, and him, like, shit's always scaring him. Like, even at our old house, like, he's always like hearing shit. But he goes through sleep paralysis a lot, because he sleeps boca arriba, and they say a lot of the time the sleep paralysis is because you sleep up, like facing up. So he sleeps literally like this, you know. So he experiences sleep paralysis again a lot. So he wasn't experiencing anything. He was fine. He was chill. He was like, I don't feel anything, I'm cool, you know. Like, my dad, when he sleeps, he's like, you know. So, and I was like, okay. I was like, maybe it's just other people, like, you know, it's not happening to everybody. And mind you, at this time, it had nothing had happened to me or anything like that either. So we were talking about potentially purchasing this house. So like I told you guys in the beginning, I fell in love with the house. I loved the area. My neighbors, guys, are amazing. Okay, like, Ulises and I walk, and we go around the neighborhood, and everybody is so freaking nice to us. Like, there's so many people walking, everybody's so friendly, everybody's always like, how are you guys, how are the kids, like, oh, like Max and Camila. Like, we got really close with our neighbors, and our neighbors are pretty like far, you know. Like, we don't see our neighbors' houses. Like, everybody has like their own like privacy and stuff, but you see it when you're like walking and stuff. So we fell in love with our neighbors. Ulises made friends with like 2 señoras up there, and when they're walking their dogs, because Ulises would run at 5 in the morning, and he would always like come back with like stories and stuff of like ladies that he was always like talking to and stuff like that. So he got a lot of information like based on the house and stuff, because by this point I wanted to know like if something weird happened, you know. So I told Ulises, like, look, let's buy this house. I was like, I like this house, I feel like we can stay. Obviously I'll go in there and change anything that I wanted. Like, I felt like this house had so much potential. Like, I could just redo the backyard, like redo all the kids rooms. Like, the kids rooms, I loved that it was like Jack and Jill bedrooms with like a bathroom in the middle. I loved it, you know. So I told Lisa, I was like, let's make an offer on the house and see if the tenant will, I mean, if the guy will actually, the renter, I don't know what you call him, landlord, will sell it to us. So then these are conversations we were having inside the house, obviously, you know. So I told my dad, I was like, I was like, look, like this is what I want to do. So me and my dad toured the whole house like around, and I was sharing with him like how much land is actually in the property that's not being used. And I was like, we can come in here and like, you know, dig this up and like expand the house, bring it forward, and like really just make this house a big piece and make it like actually be worth the whole land that it lands on, because it's a huge property. So I was like sharing all my ideas with my dad because I love that stuff. Like I can see myself like buying a couple of homes, flipping them and selling them. Like that's something that's actually been like a dream of mine. So my dad was like, yeah, like I love it. Like you guys should totally make an offer on this house. Like it's bomb, you know? So I was like, okay. So then that night, and mind you, this wasn't the first time that this happened. So when we first moved into the house, our alarm would go off randomly. And the alarm system is not just like beep, beep, beep. It's like it talks. The thing talks, you know? So it was like fire, fire, fire in the house, fire, fire. Like it just says fire. And I'm going to insert clips, okay? Because I think I have, let me see if I can pull it up. I hope I have like all my text messages with my realtor, because he's the one that was dealing with everything that was happening with us, because I was venting to him. I was like, dude, like I don't know what's going on with this freaking house, but oh yeah, I have it. Okay, I have all the, oh no, oh I don't have it. I thought because I recorded it one day because I was so pissed. Let me change my lighting. Okay, I had to change because the lighting, the sun's going down and the tree is like making my face all weird. So I don't have it, but I had actually recorded. If I find it, I'll insert it. But the fire alarm kept going off and it was like fire, fire, fire in the house. So it would wake us up and it would always go off at 3 in the morning. So I was like, what the fuck, you know? So then we would wake up all freaking scared and we were like, what is that? You know, like what is happening? So then the tenant, my renter told me that it was probably because there's like bugs and stuff out here, that it could have been like a fly or something that went in there and censored the alarm. So then I was like, okay, whatever, I guess. It happened like 4 times. So when my dad was here, it happened again. And then I told my dad, I was like, can you check it? They removed the thing. There was no bugs in there, nothing. Like it was just going off for no reason. It said the battery wasn't bad. Like all the electrical work, we brought an electrician and everything was fine. So we had no idea why it kept saying fire in the house. So I was like, I can obviously not live, like I cannot be like living in this house while the fire alarm is like going off. So then I was like so frustrated. So then that happened, and then that same day, the top vent, like the little vent, there's a vent that sits right on top of my bed, and it was screwed on perfectly, okay? Camila was laying on, it was when she was still a baby, you know, so she was like on her little bassinet. This was before I put the crib. This was before I put the crib in my room. Camila's little bassinet was laying like literally right next to me. And the vent fell and it missed her, guys, by like an inch, okay? And those vents, they're sharp at the corners, okay? They're so fucking sharp. Like imagine the vent would have landed like on my daughter, like her forehead or something, and it wasn't even like she wasn't laying on top of it. It like went to the side, like it went from like the corner, and then it landed like on her, it landed on her chest, like just flat on her chest. Not a lot of things make me cry, okay? Like I literally cried that day, and I told Elisa, like, what is going on here? Like, why is just shit happening, like random shit for no reason? And by this time, like a lot of little stuff was happening that I'm probably not mentioning, but like little things were happening, and I was like, okay, is this house just like not, like, is it just falling on us? Like, it's just breaking down, or what the fuck, you know? So it landed on her, and I was so pissed. I called my landlord, and I was like, look, I was like, you guys need to come and fix these things, because my daughter could have gotten hurt based off this thing, and she wasn't even, I would understand if she was laying right under it, and because it was like my bad, like I shouldn't have put her there, but it wasn't on her, it was like to the side. So for it to land sideways was like what threw me off. So I was like, what the hell? So at this point, we were already talking about purchasing the house, right? So I remember me having a conversation with Karina, and we were in my beauty room, and by this point so my beauty room used to be upstairs, where I told you guys. We were already feeling like so much negative energy. Like every time we were up there, things were happening. Like my videos were loading. Like we would have errors. My camera wouldn't work. The lighting was off. Like it just felt like it was weird. So then I told Karina, we need to move our beauty room. And that's when you saw me make the transition, or you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I ended up doing the transition to going to the room right next to my kitchen. And we set up the room and it was perfect. Like my lighting was great. Everything started working perfectly. So we were in that room and Karina and I were having a conversation, and I was telling Karina about everything that was happening. And I was like, dude, I'm so excited to like make an offer on this house, but like weird shit keeps happening. And then Karina was like, I wonder what it is, you know, like just keep in mind that if stuff's happening, like it might be stuff that you need to fix, like if you purchase the house. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I thought about that, you know. So I was really sad about the fact that like those things were happening. So then I jokingly, like literally jokingly, I was talking to Karina and then I said, it just feels like something in here doesn't want us to buy this house, you know. So then Karina was like, I know, right? So then I said, if there's somebody here, like, you just send me a sign and I won't buy this house. Like, just send me one sign. Like, just send me a sign and I won't buy the house. Like, I'll just leave, you know? I'll leave once my lease is done. Bitch, tell me why the next day my house was fucking flooding. Okay, like, I actually have a video of it. Okay, my house started flooding. We woke up in the morning and my house was literally flooding. And then when the house started flooding from the little area, the pipe that went out, the upstairs bathroom started leaking water from the freaking vent. Okay, like, how does this even happen? Okay, so then after that started happening, the sink started like messing up from our kitchen. So then I was like, okay, this is way too much. Then after the sink, the washing machine area, the washing machine stopped working, like the electricity went out. So I was like, at first it didn't click until Karina was like, bitch, yesterday you asked for a sign, you know? And then I was like, okay, well, what is happening? I was like, why is this like going on? Like, I was so sad and I was like, is this like the sign? Like, was this what I needed? Like, look at my you guys can see it here, okay? My house was literally flooding, okay? Like, look how much water was coming out. Okay, like, it started off like little, and then it went from that little to this whole thing just dripping water. My house water literally went from my house to the main street. Like, it went through blocks of how much water was lost. My bill that month was like $2,000 or something like that, and I ended up like telling the owner that he was going to take care of that because that was not my fault, you know, because there was just no way that I was going to pay for that damage. So then I was like, okay, maybe this was just the sign that I needed, you know? So then after that, just like little stuff started happening, you know? So then I finally was like, I went back into the room and I was like, look, guys, I told Karina, I was like, look, we're not going to stay here anymore. We're not going to buy the house. Like, just let us just stay here until our lease is over. And, you know, we'll leave. We're here till January and we won't buy the house. Like, me talking like out loud, like just to confirm, you know, that like we weren't going to buy this house. I kid you guys not, we were fine after that. Like, nothing started happening anymore. Like, nothing weird was going on, nothing strange, nothing. So this last month, because we're in our like final weeks and stuff with our house, we're obviously just waiting for us to just sign for escrow and stuff. Like I told you guys, our house, that our dream home that we're trying to purchase, we're in escrow right now, and we're trying to do a short escrow, which I think is like 20 days or something like that, for us to just sign and be homeowner. So I'm not fully with them yet, but within the next couple of months, with the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping that everything's like good. So we're gonna be leaving, you know, when my lease is done. So just like this past week, like random shit started happening, and you guys saw the video where I posted that it sounded like somebody in the background said, I know, right? Or right when I said that I didn't want to wash the dishes. It's on my vlog video. I'll post it down below. And just weird things. My friend Jose came to edit our vlog, and when he was editing our vlog, his whole equipment went out on him. Nothing was working. His memory cards weren't working. Everything just shut off. So he was like, I just bought this, like it's brand new, why is it not working? And I was like, I don't know, dude. I was like, just weird shit's always going on in this house, and I'm just, don't think about it, just let it happen. If it, like, just accept it, like just like deal with it, you know. Well, that's his word, like just accept it. So like, let's just accept the fact that it's happening. Let's not bring any more negative energies into it, and like pretend it's not happening. So this is how I deal with it. I just pretend like it's not happening, and I don't try to like put attention to it. So that night he fell asleep, and he texted Ulises and I around 3 in the morning, and then he was like, is that you guys trying to open the door? And then we were like, no, like what the fuck, you know. I was like, go to sleep, you know. And then he was like, dude, it sounds like somebody's trying to open the door. So he told me that he felt like somebody blew in his ear, like somebody just went like, you know, like air blew in his ear, and he was freaking out. He literally fell asleep with a bat. Like, I'll post it right here. He fell asleep with a bat, and he was tripping, and then he was like, dude, like, I'm not even trying to exaggerate, but like some weird shit's going on in your house. And then I was like everybody can feel the energy, guys. Like, everybody that's been in here has felt it. So like, you guys know my cousin Judith, she sees demons and shit. Well, not demons, but she sees weird stuff all the time. And I brought her, and I was like, do you feel anything weird? And she was like, no, you know, but she's not a medium or anything, or she's not like, you know, things just happen to her. So she was like, you're stupid, cousin. Like, I don't feel shit. So then I was like, okay, well, you were useless. No, I'm kidding. So then, you know, like, I feel like everybody's just feeling like random stuff. And I hope I'm not like forgetting any other stuff that was like going on. But the very last incident was just recently too. I actually heard the same noise that Jose heard. And it was like somebody was opening the door. And I tried to wake up Ulises. Louis was barking and barking and barking. And I tried to wake up Ulises, and I was like, babe, something's like, sounds like somebody's opening the front door. So I was like freaking out. Like, obviously I looked to see if like anybody was there. So then I'm that bitch that always is scared of everything, but I'm the first one to run out somewhere. Like, I'm always the first person to run and check something. Even when I was little, like, I've always been that person. Like, I'm that first person that dies in a movie because she's stupid and she went outside. That's me. So I heard something. So then Ulises was knocked out. So then I ran outside, literally ran and turned on all the lights. And then I was like, what the fuck's in my house? You know, like, I was like looking around like a psycho person. And nothing was there. I closed all the doors, made sure that all of the locks were right. And Louis was barking and barking. And I was like, what the fuck? So then I was like, Louis, shut up, you know? Like, sometimes he barks a lot too because we have animals around us, like fucking coyotes and like squirrels and like random shit's always like running around our house. Possums and stuff. So sometimes he barks when he sees stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe he's just barking outside. But he was barking like towards the house. I was like, okay, what the fuck? So then I just turned off the lights. I was like, good night, Louis, like, go to sleep, you know? So I turned off all the lights, and I seriously heard like noise cracking. Like, noise was cracking, like when, like if somebody was walking. I ran to my freaking room so fast, guys. Like, I literally ran like Speedy Gonzalez, okay? And then Ulises' cousin, he was also staying with us for a couple of weeks from Mexico, and he was actually the one that was sleeping upstairs. And he told us that every night he would always hear somebody coming up the stairs. And I honestly want to think that it's maybe something with the upstairs bedroom, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is, but shit's just happening here. So my theory, just to conclude this video, I'm going to share with you guys something that actually I just found out recently. Okay, I had to move from my lighting again. So I just found out recently, so don't ask me how. Don't ask me how I found out, but a friend of mine, she sent me a video, and she was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know some weird shit that just happened. So then I was like, okay. I was like, what? I'm just freaking myself out now. It sounded like somebody was like bouncing a basketball. Let me text Karina so she's gonna come and save me.
Kids, like, not little kids, but their toys. Remember, you were like, who the fuck put these little toys here?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and they weren't here because we went to the Beauty Creations event,
and they just popped out of
and
nowhere.
then the next day they popped up out of nowhere.
I forgot that, guys. I'm still recording.
Because right now I was looking, there's a brick on the thing, so I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, dude, I remember, because that's the first
So that situation was one of the first things that happened, that I guess kids used to live here because there was also a big shark. Remember the shark that the kids play with in the pool?
Oh yeah.
So all of a sudden we started seeing toys pop up like in the front yard, like random little toys. And I was like, I know what toys my kids have, you know. Karina knows what toys her kids have, her daughter has, you know. So we started seeing a bunch of toys popping up, and I told Karina, I was like, is this Adelaide's? And she was like, no. I was like, this isn't Max. So why are toys just popping out of nowhere? Like, I'm telling you guys, so many things were just freaking happening, and it was so scary. Like, okay, but yeah, it sounded like somebody was bouncing a fucking basketball, I swear to God. So somebody texted me, and then she was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I found some videos of your house. And then I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you found videos of my house? And then she was like, yeah. She's like, don't ask me how, but I found some videos of your house. So she sends me like 5 videos, and they were all porn videos. So porn was being filmed in my house. Like full-blown porn, like professional porn, like not amateur porn, like full-blown pornography was being recorded in my house. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why was this, you know? So then I text my realtor, and he basically said that it's pretty normal for like people to rent out houses and film porn in them, especially in this area, because Southern California area and stuff is like very high on like pornography and stuff like that. Some of our neighbors, and they basically told us like nobody in this house ever lasts more than a year. The cleaning lady that came to clean our house when we first moved in here works with the guy that's renting our house, because the guy has like a lot of properties and stuff. And she, you know, we asked her, she was a Mexican lady, and I was like, hey, like, you know, like how has the vibe been here and stuff? And she's like siempre cuando vienen aquí, like nunca duran, you know, hay veces duran like 5 meses, 6 meses y se van. So then I was like, okay, that's weird. I was like, why are people not lasting here, you know? But then again, people are renting. It's a rental home, so yeah, people are gonna be coming in and out of the house, but it's a beautiful house. So it's like, how come we're not getting that same energy from other people, you know? So to kind of just conclude this video, the ladies from like our neighbors and stuff, they were basically just telling us that people come in and out of the house all the time. And I guess like a bunch of guys used to live here. I think like this guy even mentioned that some rookie NBA players lived here. It was like 5 or 6 guys, and then after them it was a bunch of dudes, and maybe that's where like the pornography came from, because the pornography that I saw on the internet from the videos, it was literally like 2 months before we moved in, so it wasn't that long ago, you know? And a lot of stuff was like, in the beginning it was a process for us to even get this house, because the people that used to live here didn't pay like the water bill and the electricity bill, so there was like a $2,000 past due balance that my landlord had to pay to get us in here, and there was just like a big ass mess. So I don't know, like I don't necessarily want you guys, when I mentioned to you guys that some weird shit's been going on in my house, like I necessarily didn't think it was like, oh, this house is like haunted, but I'm a big believer in energy, and I feel like it could be any type of energy. It doesn't have to be like a ghost, but I definitely feel like some shit's probably happened here, and people's negative energy of 5-10 families were living here, everybody's single energy, like everyone's energy is going to stay in this house, and it just needs a good ass limpia or something. And when we first moved in here, all the cabinets in my cabinet drawer had sages, like somebody would come in here and like sage the house. So it's like, I know that they probably felt the same energies that I was feeling, but I actually don't sage. Like I just feel like you have to be very like pure and believing in like the saging process. I rather bring like a priest or something, or like some holy water. But we never did that. Obviously that's something we're definitely going to be doing when we buy our home. So we just kind of had the mentality of like, okay, well, we're here to stay. Let's just stay here, do what we got to do until we get our home. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Like, do you guys think it's just like energy? Do you guys think I'm like fucking crazy? But like everybody was feeling it, and I feel like that's the worst thing, that it wasn't just me. Everybody in our circle was experiencing something, and there was a lot of stuff that was happening. Like everybody in our circle at least experienced one thing here. Obviously this video is already so fucking long that I can't even get into depth with everything, but let me know if you guys think I'm freaking crazy, or if you guys just do believe in energy, that maybe something happened or like some shit went down. I just don't want to think like somebody got murdered in here, or like something went twisted or something. With like my mentality, I was like, what if somebody was like filming a porn or something, and then like one of the girls got killed or something? Like I was just thinking the worst case scenario, okay? So it's like, I don't want to think like that, but it's scary. And I never asked like if anybody had died here or anything, so we just kind of based it off that. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I would love to hear your guys' comments below. Like I want to read everything. Let me know what you guys think based off of everything that I was saying. I'm so glad that I finally was able to share this experience with you guys. Hopefully we're gonna be leaving, you know, pretty soon from this home. But yeah, guys, until next time, I will see you guys on my next video. Love you guys.